What's going on, y'all? 5 Sports Talk back at it with another video talking some NBA, talking more about the NBA offseason because we are pretty much at the end of it and all of the major free agents have signed, all of the major transactions have happened. So I'm here to break down and sort of recap the offseason and talk about the best free agent signings that have happened. Now, a couple quick disclaimers before I get into the video and get into the free agent signings is I don't really like to talk too much about superstar signings because those are predictable, those are expected. If a superstar wants to sign with you, it is going to be a good signing most, if not all the time. So there's really no suspense there. So this is more of the under the radar type of signings that a lot of people didn't think were, didn't pay too much attention to maybe. And like I said, I've looked at all of the free agents and these are the best values for the free agents that signed. And another quick thing is this is more from the team's perspective, not so much the players. Of course, if I feel like the player's agent didn't do him justice, I want the players to get paid. But it is a business at the end of the day, and these teams have a salary cap. So for that reason, this is also being looked at from the team perspective. But with that being said, let's just get started with my top 5 best NBA free agent signings of the 2017 NBA offseason. We are going to be starting with number 5. At number 5, I'm going to cheat a little bit here because I wanted to give an honorable mention, so I'm just going to do it. I'm going to give an honorable mention shout out to Sean Livingston, who signed a 3-year, $24 million deal with the Golden State Warriors. He basically re-signed with the team, of course. And at face value, this contract does seem fair, of course. $8 million a year for 3 seasons for Sean Livingston, who's been very good with the Warriors. Guys, he really drives this Warriors bench mob, honestly. And when Steph Curry is not on the floor and Sean Livingston's on the floor, I mean, he is the perfect floor leader of a bench unit. He's the perfect role player. Always does exactly what is asked of him, never goes out of his boundaries, never goes out of what is asked, and just does his job at the end of the day. And he's been a huge cog in the Warriors offense and the Warriors 2 championship titles over the past 3 seasons. And the best part about this contract for the Warriors is the last year of this deal is just $2 million guaranteed for Sean Livingston. So that is an absolute steal for the Warriors, who I think if Sean Livingston really tried to be on the open market, I think he could probably get $10 million plus. He could probably be a starting point guard for some team. Yes, I do think he can. It's been a long time coming for Sean Livingston after that horrific injury he suffered early in his career. So props to him, shout out to him. But like I said, great deal for the Warriors here. Great bargain for them because, like I said, it's only $2 million guaranteed in the last year of this deal, and he could have gotten more money elsewhere. So great signing by the Warriors. But with that being said, let's move on to number 5. I'm going to go with Rudy Gay here, who signed a 2-year, $17 million deal. Now, I'm not too happy or too certain about the basketball fit here with Rudy Gay, who signed with the Spurs, because they have Kawhi Leonard, who of course plays the same position, and they have LaMarcus Aldridge, who also plays the 4, and those are basically the 2 positions Rudy Gay could play. I know he could play the 2, but he hasn't really played the 2 in his career. So the fit really I'm still struggling with, but Popovich is still there, so Pop will find a way to utilize him in the Spurs offense. But I'm really just looking at the contract here, 2 years and $17 million. That is an absolute steal for Rudy Gay, who had like a player option, I believe, of $13 million, something like that last year with the Sacramento Kings that he declined. And guys, just looking at the market for the other free agents, Andre Iguodala got 3 years, $48 million. CJ Miles got 3 years, $25 million. Andre Roberson got 3 years, $30 million. Heck, Joe Ingles got 4 years and $52 million. So all of these guys that I just named got more years guaranteed and more money, and Rudy Gay is arguably a better player than all of them. I'm not going to say Andre Iguodala, but Rudy Gay has potential to be a huge piece for the San Antonio Spurs, and he is a scorer, and he can put the ball in the bucket. Like I said, Rudy Gay has been on a bunch of bad teams over the years, but he's still a productive player when he needs to be in the right system, I feel like. And like I said, at this price, it's a pretty good play for Rudy Gay. At number 4, I'm going with J.J. Redick, who signed a 1-year, $23 million deal with the Philadelphia 76ers. Yes, I know the number sounds like a huge number, $23 million, but just look at the years here, guys. It's a 1-year deal for J.J. Redick. The Sixers get to add some much-needed shooting. They get to add a veteran who can slide right in with rookie Markelle Fultz, Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, and this is going to really help Philly take the next step because you can't win in this league without veterans, and that is exactly what J.J. Redick provides. And there's no long-term hit because it's only a 1-year deal. So like I said, they needed to give him a lot of money here to convince him to come to the Sixers, but also this helps them hit the salary cap floor that is needed in the NBA. And you look at a lot of these other shooting guards, Dion Waiters, 4 years, $52 million. Kyle Korver got a 3-year deal. Tim Hardaway Jr., that albatross contract by the New York Knicks, 4 years, $71 million. Tony Snell, 4 years, $46 million. So a lot of these other guys who are, of course, younger than J.J. Redick, but still they're not better players, get way more years. And J.J. Redick probably could have gotten more years on the market. He probably could have gotten a 3-year deal at somewhere between 18 to 20 million. So for the Sixers to just offer a little bit more, but get him on a 1-year deal, that's huge. So love this signing for the Sixers. At number 4, J.J. Redick. At number 3, I have Jamal Crawford, who signed with the Minnesota Timberwolves for 2 years and $8.9 million, folks. That is an absolute bargain for Jamal Crawford for just under $4.5 million a year. This is a guy who earned, I believe, somewhere like $14-15 million last year with the Los Angeles Clippers. Of course, Crawford got traded in the sign and trade with Danilo Gallinari to the Atlanta Hawks, who then just bought him out, and then he signed with the Timberwolves. But with that being said, this is a great signing for the Timberwolves, who add Crawford to that bench and get some much-needed bench scoring, get some veteran leadership. Guys, Vince Carter got a 1-year, $8 million deal from the Sacramento Kings. Jamal Crawford got a 2-year, $8.9 million deal. Okay, that is all that needs to be said. That's an absolute steal for the Minnesota Timberwolves. At number 2, I love this signing, and a lot of people did not notice the signing, or it flew under the radar because I didn't hear enough people talking about it. Patrick Patterson, 3 years and $16 million, signing with the OKC Thunder. He's going to be their starting power forward. He's going to give them some much-needed shooting. He's a great fit for that team with Paul George, with Russell Westbrook, with Roberson, with Steven Adams, Enes Kanter. Like I said, he's a stretch four who's going to provide some physicality, some toughness, some perimeter shooting, decent rebounder as well. But at this price, which is about $5.3 million a year, is amazing value for Patrick Patterson. I don't know how Sam Presti pulled it off, but kudos to him because he did a great job here. Taj Gibson got a 2-year, $28 million deal from the Minnesota Timberwolves. So he got paid basically more than twice Patrick Patterson. Amir Johnson gets paid 1 year, $11 million. So again, twice more than Patrick Patterson. And Patrick Patterson is arguably a better player than Amir Johnson. And then Ersan Ilyasova gets a 1 year, $6 million deal, who is also higher than Patrick Patterson, who, like I mentioned, at $5.3 million. So I'm not saying Patrick Patterson is undoubtedly better than most of these guys, but he probably is better, and you can make the argument that he's better than all of them. But really, the value here in a 3-year deal, for Patrick Patterson at that price is crazy. Like I said, for that price, usually you don't get guys like Patrick Patterson. And comparing him to the rest of the power forwards on the market, it's a steal for a starting power forward on your team. So love this signing by the OKC Thunder. Finally, the best free agent signing of the 2017 NBA offseason. Drum roll, please. Yes, that's right. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Yes, that's right. KCP, 1 year, $18 million deal. And again, you see these high amount deals, but you guys have to pay attention to the fact of the years, okay? The NBA has a salary cap limit for a reason, and a lot of teams have cap space, and they need to hit the minimum salary cap floor as well. So the Lakers, who have cap space, got KCP on a 1 year deal, okay? So they are not forfeiting their salary cap for next season, when they want to go after a Russell Westbrook or a Paul George or even a LeBron James, okay? They keep that intact, and they add a starting shooting guard. Guys, KCP is still very young. He's still a very good shooting guard. I believe he averaged somewhere between 13 to 14 points per game last season. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope would have gotten a max offer this offseason if the Brooklyn Nets did not strike out on Otto Porter, and if the Sacramento Kings did not strike out on Otto Porter as well. Well, they were basically going to sign the extension with Otto Porter, but he went with the Brooklyn Nets after that, which meant that the Sacramento Kings ended up signing Zach Randolph and George Hill. But it was basically a domino effect, folks. So KCP would have gotten a max offer from some team if those teams' cap space was not held up by other teams. And by the time that happened, time ran out. The market sort of dried up for KCP, and the Lakers pounced, and boy, did they get a steal for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Like I said, 1 year, $18 million. He can slide into that two-guard position with Lonzo Ball now at the 1, Brandon Ingram at the 3, Julius Randle at power forward, and Brook Lopez at the 5. And on your bench now you have Jordan Clarkson, now you have Larry Nance, you got the rookies, Kyle Kuzma, etc., etc. Love this move by the Los Angeles Lakers because I thought Kentavious Caldwell-Pope was going to get a max offer. Otto Porter got a 4 or 5 year, $104 million deal. So you're comparing Otto Porter's deal to KCP's, and you can see how much of a bargain that is for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, who basically had a 5 year, $80 million offer from the Detroit Pistons, but turned it down, which was a $16 million a year average for just $2 million more from the Lakers. So Rob Pelinka, Magic Johnson, great job on this deal. That is the best signing, I believe, of the 2017 NBA offseason. So there you have it, folks, the best signings, the top 5 signings of the NBA offseason. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe, and thanks for watching.